Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 of my best bets for tomorrow's horse racing action. Now before we get stuck into those tips for tomorrow, quickly just want to recap on how our selections have ran today, and in the end again it was another profitable day for us, and we continued our winning nap streak. That's our 7th nap winner out of 8 in September, so we're absolutely flying on the naps at the moment. We put up Indigo Girl at Doncaster in the Mayhill Stakes, and she really did demonstrate today that she's a top class filly. She really impressed me by the way she won at Yarmouth on debut. She came from off the pace and showed a really good turn of foot, and the race played out in a similar fashion today. She was held up early under Frankie Dettori, and then when he pressed go and got her into a good position towards the standside rail, she really put the rest of the field to bed. And she was a little bit green in the last half furlong or so, but I think you can forgive her for that. And she's got a fillies mile entry now. I think at the end of the month it's going to be run on the Old Riley course at Newmarket, so she's definitely probably going to be a likely favourite for that, you know. And I think the only way is up for her. She's got a lovely pedigree as well. She's a full sister to Group 1 winner Journey, so a lot to like about that performance today with Indigo Girl. And then also as well, our next best came in as well, so that was the second consecutive day that our nap and next best came in. Our next best was Mark of Gold for Richard Hannon. Was a game winner in the end. He really did have to dig deep for that victory, but I thought he did a good job, the 3-year-old, where he's carrying quite a big weight, to be fair to him. He was carrying 9 stone 10, and despite getting the 3-year-old allowance, he did have to give quite a bit of weight away to some hardened handicappers in that division, and he did it really well. Also as well, another point I would like to mention with him is Golden Horn. I've said about it recently in some of my videos that Golden Horn, I think he is definitely a sire to follow with his 3-year-olds, especially as well as they develop. We put up a few Golden Horns recently, obviously today with Mark of Gold, Shandos as well, the winner of Levetza Stakes. At the weekend we put him up as well, on Saturday as my next best, and he was by Golden Horn, and also as well another horse that won earlier this week, but we put him up last time he won at Catterick at a Stag Horn for Archie Watson. Looks like a top class stayer in the making, especially in handicaps as well. So yeah, a lot to like about Golden Horn as a sire this year, and he's definitely one that I'm going to still be keeping an eye out over the next few weeks or so as we get towards the end of the flat season on the turf. So yeah, Mark of Gold was a nice success for us today with our next best. And in our other selections, we had 2 little bits of profits with the place money under curfew. Nearly did it again. Obviously was well known for his win at Bath last time, as Molly Phillips, who rode him that day, went into the stratosphere on Twitter and social media, obviously with a reaction on the jockey cam footage. I'm sure you've seen it, but she did really well, you know, got him in a good position, and in the end just got out battled. But we put him up at 13-2 each way, so you would have got the place money there. And also as well, Uncle Jumbo, I know he wasn't a big long shot, we put him up at 7-1, what was the current price at the time of recording, and he was really well backed. I think he went off joint favourite in the end, so if you did maybe get 6-7-1 that was available as soon as I released the video, you would have got a little bit of profit there from the each way money. So yeah, all in all, not a bad day. And the only disappointment for us was the Henry Candy filly in the last, I think her name was By Starlight in the end at Chepstow. In the end, she ran a good race for a long way, but just got outstayed by Nigel Twiston Davis horse, believe it or not. So yeah, on the whole, it's been a good day today, and I'm not complaining. You know, we're getting winners, we're getting profits here, and it's been a good month so far. You know, and you just got to keep going, and hopefully we can just continue the form. But as the way it is, as being a tipster or working in the industry, you know, and you're putting out selections, you're putting up tips, you're going to get your good times and you're going to get your bad times. It was only just a week and a half ago, you might remember, on the last day of August, or the last selections I gave in August, we had a complete blank day that day, and then obviously we've done a complete U-turn. You know, it's a bit like London buses sometimes when you're in a rich vein of form, but hopefully we can continue, and fingers crossed we can have a good day tomorrow. I think there's some value out there to be had tomorrow, and we'll get straight into those tips. And also as well, before I get into those tips, thanks for all the lovely kind messages on Twitter and also as well in the YouTube comments below. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for all your nice kind words. Anyway, let's get into the tips for tomorrow, what you all want to hear. And we're going to start tomorrow with my extra tip, and this is actually going to be the only tip tomorrow I'm putting up at Doncaster. I thought it was quite a trappy card tomorrow, to be fair, and I'm going to go for one of the handicaps tomorrow in the 210 with a horse called Musicality for David Egan and Roger Varian. David Egan had a good day today. He had a couple of winners, one for Roger Varian, and also as well he had a winner for Richard Spencer, so he's been doing all right recently, and also as well he rode Shandos for us at the weekend, so he's definitely doing well now ever since he lost his claim a couple of years ago. But this horse Musicality is 13-2 at bookmakers at the moment. You can get 4 places with a few firms including the likes of Paddy Power, Betfair, and also as well I think I saw Coralwood in 4 places as well. So if you can still get the 13-2, the 4 places, I think this is a really good each way bet to nothing. I'd be disappointed if this horse couldn't finish in the first 4. Now, this horse has pretty much run all its races at Leicester. The first 3 career starts came at Leicester, and I remember I think we put him up when he actually broke his maiden tag second time up. He's got a really good turn of foot, this horse. If you watch some of his early races at Leicester, the way he picked up and he hit the line strong at the end was very, very impressive. And last time we saw him, he won a handicap quite easily on soft ground at Newmarket on the July course there. Now, he is going to be running off a mark here tomorrow in the mid-90s, but I think he's still very well capable of defying this mark. Now, he's going to be well treated tomorrow at the weights because he's going to be getting a 3-year-old allowance, taking on some of the sprinters. And he's by Kalachi, who's you normally associate with his progeny being very good over sprint distances. But if you actually look at the dam side of this pedigree, he's actually got a lot of stayers. I think he's related to Busy Street, who's a 2-miler for, I think it's Michael Appleby he's trained by. But Musicality, you know, he's got a bit of stamina and dam side of the pedigree, and maybe in time he might be able to get a mile, you know. But going up in trip tomorrow to this extended 6 furlongs, it could be 7, I can't remember off the top of my head, but going up in trip tomorrow from his last performance, I think it's not going to be no bad thing for him tomorrow. And I've already seen the market really beginning to revolve around Marcus Dragonin's horse, but to me he's got a lot to prove if I want to get stuck in at those prices, and I'd rather like to take him on. And I think Musicality is a solid option, and at 13-2, like I said, I think that's a great each way bet tomorrow, and I expect him tomorrow to be hitting the line hard. And for me, 13-2, he's going to be my extra tip tomorrow, and I'm going to recommend him there as an each way selection. We then go my nap tomorrow. Now, we go to Sandown for the 305 my nap with a horse called Ebury. Currently back this at 6-1. Just going to recommend a win-only bet for Holly Doyle and Martin Mead. Now, this horse, Ebury, a lot of people are going to probably be scratching their head and going, why are you napping this one, Chris? But to be honest, I'm really sweet on his chances tomorrow, and I think he could go off a little bit shorter. Now, this horse, Ebury, I actually put him up on his first run of the season at Newmarket, but he kind of disappointed that day, thought he might have needed the run. He then went to Royal Ascot, where he's put in his best performance this season when he finished in 6th place in the Buckingham Palace Handicap. He ran really well, I thought, to be fair. And then last time out, he ran in the International Handicap at Ascot on King George Day when he was 8-1. That day, Oisin Murphy was booked. Now, I would urge anyone to go back and watch a replay. He was travelling quite well for a long way, and then at an important time, Oisin got him into to a blind alley, and he was badly hampered, and that completely ruined his momentum, you know, and in the end, he was never going to get back into it. And Oisin didn't give him a hard time, but he was, to be fair, he did stick on a little bit and beat a few beaten horses. But I think if he hadn't been hampered, you know, he was definitely going to come and make a challenge. Obviously, you can't say he was going to win, but I think he would have been there or thereabouts, at least fighting for the places. And I just think going to Sandown tomorrow in this race, he's got a really good chance. Now, you're going to have the likes here of Card Sharp from Mark Johnston's, Jack Points as well from Willie Muir's. They're likely to go forward. They're likely to be up with the pace. And if Holly Doyle tomorrow can get him in a good position in the midfield, I wouldn't want him to go to the front, but if he could get maybe towards towards the midfield or just tracking the leaders even, I think he can come tomorrow with a really good turn of foot. And I think the uphill finish, I think the nature of the track at Sandown will suit him. And I think Holly Doyle as well is definitely a notable jockey booking. She's one of the most informed jockeys at the moment. We all know what she did a couple of weeks ago when she had a 5-timer at Ascot, but she's been firing in with a few doubles and trebles here and there ever since then as well. So I think she's a good jockey booking tomorrow. And like I said, I would forgive that run completely at Ascot because I think he would have come with a challenge that day, but obviously we don't know what he would have done. But I just thought there was a lot of value to be had in his price here, and at 6-1. I think that's a great shout tomorrow, and I just think the way the race could be run could set up perfectly for him. And we know that he can win over a mile because he won over a mile last year when he came back after a break. Okay, it was a longer break, but we know he's had a little bit of a break as well, just to freshen him up. And at 6-1, I am really sweet on this horse's chances tomorrow. Obviously, we can't have our nap streak continue on forever, but I'd be disappointed if this horse couldn't go close tomorrow. So that's going to be the selection there. We then go the Longshot tomorrow in the 3:35 at Sandown with a horse called One Step Ahead, or One Small Step, sorry, I can't read my writing, terrible from the notes here. But this horse is trained by Brian Meehan, and Angus Villiers is booked for the ride, claiming a handy £5 off the horse's back. Now, you can currently back him at 10-1. He's going to be my long shot tomorrow. I'm going to recommend an each way selection here. Now, this horse has been not doing too badly so far this season. Has broken her maiden tag already on her second start when she won quite cosily at Yarmouth that day when Ryan Moore was booked. Even though, yes, there hasn't been too much to come out of that race and boost the form, she still did the job fairly nicely. And the handicapper gave her a mark of 82. This filly then, after that win at Yarmouth, went to Salisbury last time in a 4-runner race, and to be fair, there was nothing really going to be making the running that day, and the jockey decided to go and make the run in, and in the end it just set up for fillies that were far superior than her, and they're definitely 90 plus rated fillies. But I don't think there's anything really in there tomorrow in this particular race lurking anywhere near that kind of ability tomorrow. And tomorrow, dropping back down in trip as well, I think will suit to 7 furlongs. That was over a mile last time at Salisbury. Stepping back in trip should suit. I think 7 furlongs is the right trip for this horse. And I just think with the £5 of Angus Villiers, if he can get in a good prominent position tomorrow, I could see the track again suiting this horse. So yeah, One Small Step Ahead. I think she's got a bit of potential still to come. Brian Meehan as well. I like backing his horses, especially at a price, because I think he's a little bit of an underrated trainer, and I've seen him have a few winners this season at Sandown. So he's a trainer I like in the Hot to Trot Racing Club Silks tomorrow, this horse. I just think that this filly can give us a good account of herself, and at 10-1 she's a little bit of value there, and I think she should be a few points shorter than her current price. I think she should be about 6 or 7-1 chance at the biggest odds, so at 10-1, if you can still get that double figure price, I'll be quite sweet on her to go quite close tomorrow and at least make the frame. So that's going to be the selection there. We then go the next best, which goes in the evening racing at Salisbury in the 6:35. Now, this is a conditions race tomorrow, and I'm going to put up Withhold here for Jason Watson and Roger Charlton in the Tony Bloom colours. Now, you follow flat racing, Withhold has pulled off some gambles during his time, winner of the Marsh Cup at Newbury a couple of years ago, Northumberland Plate winner, Cesarovich winner, and he's done okay in group races. He's a Group 3 listed kind of horse, but when he goes maybe up into Group 2s and Group 1s, he always just gets found out. But going into a conditions race tomorrow, this should really suit him. He's the best horse in the race, really, I think. Trushan is a horse that I've got plenty of time for, really like for Alan King. But I just wonder if he had a little bit of a hard race last time out. Now, I know Withhold did, but we know that he can bounce back after a hard race. He did this similar thing last year where he ran in the Ebury, and then he went and won a listed race at Newmarket, And tomorrow, he's a horse that likes to make all, and I think he'll get an easy lead tomorrow. And if he's able to slip a few lengths at the start, he could be really hard to pass. Roger Charlton as well has been in really good form. We've put up a couple of his horses recently, and they've done the business for us. And I just think Withhold tomorrow at 10-3, that's a big price for this horse, and I think he should be favourite. And I think there will be strong market support for him tomorrow. Don't see him going off any bigger. I think he'll probably go off 5-2, 9-4 come post time. I think he's got a great chance tomorrow, and I think he is the one they've all got to beat in that race. So short and sweet there. Withhold, I think at 10-3 tomorrow is a good bet, and I'll be disappointed if he's not there or thereabouts come the finishing line. So they're the 4 tips for tomorrow. Quickly just recapping: the 2-10 at Doncaster, we go with Musicality, 13-2 each way, 4 places. In the 305 at Sandown, go with Ebury there, 6-1, win only bet, really sweet on his chances. The Longshot the days in the 335 at Sandown, 1 small step at 10-1 each way for Brian Meehan. And then the last tip of the day is in the 635 at Salisbury, we go with Withhold for Roger Charlton at 10-3, win only bet as my next best. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel. Also as well, if you want to join that Telegram group I've explained about the last couple of days, where I've teamed up with a few tipsters, a few mates of mine, and we're putting up selections in a private Telegram group. If you want to be part of that, just click in the link below. It's in the description box, so just go and click it, and then you'll get on there. It was not a bad day on there today. We had the lay Cameron of the day, Prospect, I think it was. He finished in second, so we laid him for the win, so that means we would have made a bit of profit there. The doubles, well, only half the job done. Indigo Lake was the winner, which was my nap, and then the other guy, the other tipster, who doesn't like to be named, he put up Tactically. Unfortunately, that horse just had an off day, but nonetheless it still was not a bad day. And if you want to get more tips, just click in the link below for that Telegram group. Also as well, if you want to follow me on social media, we've now hit the 4,000 follower mark, so if you want to follow me on social media, I've got 4,000 followers on Twitter now. If you want to follow me on there and get updates, my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, why don't you check out my portfolio on my website, which is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can continue our good form into tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.